We, especially as women, tend to give ourselves the short end of the stick when it comes to what we can aspire to in life, in our careers, and the work that we do. And that's why it's so fun watching the girlies online who are making so much money, going on trips, solo traveling, living their dream life. And why don't you have your dream life yet? For me, I continually had to ask myself this question because there would be times where I'd be like, this is my dream life. And then I have a desire that I really would love to have. And then it's like, well, that's my dream life. But the key component that I found is it's about the feeling that you have. It's about feeling not only satisfied and content, but this deep peace within about your life. And that can attract so many things and so many blessings and the life that we would actually desire. Not only that, when it comes specifically to careers as entrepreneurs, you have to feel it first in order to achieve it. You have to feel it. And the thing about entrepreneurship is that you're creating your own path, you're cultivating your own vibe. So there's a couple of ways that you can gain this feeling. Yesterday, when I was just in the car, looking out the window, I was thinking about something passively, but also not so passively. And this feeling of what being monetized on YouTube and having people buy my products online and from my YouTube came over me. Like I felt what that actually felt like. And that's when I knew it would happen. This has happened to me multiple times where I'll be maybe striving or aspiring or desiring a certain thing for however long a period of time. And then I actually get the feeling of having that thing. And next thing you know, it happens. And it's because somewhere inside of me, things have aligned, things have clicked, and I actually got to feel it. And now it will become. A lot of the things that happen in our day to day are because of our feelings. There's some things that happen by chance encounters or, obviously God has his way in our lives, but what we feel really determines a lot of the things that happen in our lives. And it's because scientifically, we can explain this a little bit scientifically. So, and also a little bit biblically. Let's get into the science. Our hearts, the thing that's beating inside of your chest, it has a strong electromagnetic field. An electric field is basically a field of energy that has an electrical charge, right? It's electric, boogie, woogie, woogie. And a magnetic field is a field of energy that is magnetic. So an electromagnetic field has magnetic properties and electric properties, and that's what our heart has. And there are EMF, electromagnetic field devices that can measure EMFs. And so you can actually measure the EMF of your heart. There's tools to do this. And the EMF of your heart extends through and out so far. It goes farther than anything, any organ in your body, even your brain, right? Because your brain is charged up, it's electric, but your heart actually can penetrate through to the building across the street, at least the EMF of your heart. Now, this is an energy field. This is real life. This is something that we can measure. It has a strong effect. The Bible tells us that you need to guard your heart above all things because life flows from it. The things of life flow from your heart. Y'all know me. I got to pull up the actual verse for y'all because that's important. And I want you to be able to go and check it out for yourself. Okay. So it's Proverbs 23. This is gonna be, I'm gonna do the King James Version, which says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So Proverbs 4:23. You have to keep your heart with all diligence, okay? Because out of the things, wait, out of it are the issues of life. Now, issues, today we use issues kind of in a negative connotation, but issues just simply means the things, right? Or situations. So combining that with the fact that we know scientifically our hearts have an EMF that can penetrate into someone else's EMF, right? Like someone approaches you, their heart's EMF and your heart's EMF are joining fields. Like it's creating a bigger field, and then more things can happen. And when we think about how we feel things, a lot of it has to do with our heart and the things that are in our hearts, even though it might not be in the physical heart, it's still in the heart of what we think about when we say like my heart is in it, or I put my or my heart is broken, right? It's probably not your physical heart is broken, although that can actually happen. Like you can get a tear in your heart if you get heartbroken. There's a connection there. Okay. Scientifically, spiritually, there's a connection between what happens in our lives and what's in our hearts. And when I got this feeling in the car, I was so excited because I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. And what I realized is that there are a couple ways to bring about actually feeling your desire in your body, feeling that thing come true. Because you can fight for a long time to feel it and you don't actually feel it, right? But it's a combination of using your imagination and also real life. So when it comes to using your imagination, that is a it's an equally powerful way, I would say, of when seeing it in real life or doing things in real life. However, I feel like it can be more powerful because you're bringing it inside of you and you're using your subconscious mind. And you can get to your imagination just by conjuring up some thoughts in there. Okay. Think about your dream career. So for me, currently, it's posting videos like this, helping other people see things and making money from that, being monetized on YouTube and creating a product that actually helps people and that they would love to buy, and connecting on such a level that I can actually produce something that is super helpful, because a lot of people sell and it might not help people. I genuinely would love to create something that actually helps people. So that's why I'm taking my time with that now. I've created things in the past based on what I thought would be helpful for others, and it just didn't work out. So now I'm like, whatever y'all tell me you need from me, that's what I'll produce. I'm not about to produce anything before someone asks me for it. When someone asks, then I'll be like, okay, perfect. I will make that. So using your imagination, just thinking about it and what that actually feels like. So for me, it's gonna feel like, okay, people resonating with what I say, people resonating with the way that I put my words together and the way that it can click for them. And I can imagine that. What would that feel like for me? And then you put yourself in that feeling. And it might not last long, but you will have moments where you can actually feel it. And this is fantastic. I started doing this a few years ago, maybe four-ish. No, not that long. Maybe about 3 years ago. And it's changed the way that I have confidence in my future and the things that I see for myself and feel for myself. Because when I'm feeling it, I'm like, oh, it's for sure gonna happen now. Because feeling it means I already had it. And then that brings a sort of faith for me. And faith is everything, right? If you have the faith, you already know it's down and it's done. If you feel, and the feeling is the most important thing anyway. When it comes to desires that we have, we really desire the feeling. Like we might desire the thing, but the feeling of having the thing is what we really desire because we think it's going to give us something. So when it comes to money, we desire the feeling of having money because it's bringing something for us. Maybe it's safety, maybe it's adventure and fun, or being able to help people. Um, and you can start to feel those things by actually creating opportunity to feel it in your real life. So, yes, you can imagine it. This is the one half. And then the other half is in real life. So, what can you do to actually get yourself to start being in the position of whatever it is that you feel? So, let's think about me, or let's think about if someone desires to be a doctor, right? They desire to be a doctor. Maybe they didn't get into med school, and so they're still applying. They don't have it yet, but they can imagine it. They can feel it in their bodies, what it would be like. Now it's time to take the practical steps of getting that feeling. They probably, let's say they want to be a doctor because they want to help people feel loved and feel healed. They can start to bring themselves that feeling of helping people feel loved and cared for and healed by volunteering at certain places, right? By getting a job as a EMT. Once they have that feeling, it's going to be so much easier for them to believe that they can be a doctor because they're like, I feel this already. I feel like I'm helping people. I'm helping them feel loved and cared for. Now I have the motivation to go and continue to apply to med schools, to continue to take classes if that's what I need to do. When you start taking that action, it instills a faith in you that you already have that thing because you're bringing yourself the feelings. I hope this is making sense, right? Like the feeling is what you really desire. So when you actually go and grab that from life and take the action, you're good. For me in my position, that feeling of my dream career being making money online, right? I had to start posting every day. Like this 100-day challenge that I'm doing is challenging me. It's challenging me to articulate the way that I speak, communicate better, and actually create ideas and be vulnerable about what's in my head because someone is going to relate. Someone is going to receive the message that I have. So it's about not having the fear of speaking up about what I feel, about what I'm going through. Because how else am I going to help people if I feel like God has put a calling on my life to do so in a way where I'm helping people feel healed and healing past certain things and feeling aligned in all these different areas of their lives and feeling healthy and nourished with what they eat? I have to speak about that and the things that I've done to reach a certain point that I feel that way. So for me, the action was, okay, I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna push myself because there's gonna be moments when I have to speak on the spot about something and I don't have anything prepared. I have to be able to do that and articulate what's on my heart and what's on my mind, right? Like if I am on a coaching call with someone and they bring a dilemma to me, I don't have time to really take out my notebook and write down every single idea and points and step by step. I might be able to do that later if I'm like, let me get back to you on that. But I want to be able to give value in the moment. So this challenge is making me do that. If nothing comes to me on what to speak for the next day, I gotta choose in that moment. Like before I click record, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm talking about today, and I'm just gonna have to speak. I'm just gonna have to say what's on my heart. And I have to pull from my life and be able to create branches from that experience. So for me today, pulling from my life and creating branches is pulling from that experience in the car where I actually felt the career that I desire in my body. It was like, wow, nothing really is changing that much. That's exactly how I felt. I'd be like, it felt like if I was someone who is officially monetized and making consistent money online, I could easily still be in this position where I'm in the car looking out the window, right? Like my life wouldn't change that much. I think we can put the version of ourselves who has those dream careers on a pedestal to the point where we don't feel like we can ever reach that. It feels so far when really your life is not gonna change that much. Like maybe the physical world around you will start to change a lot because you will have access to different things that you didn't have before. But if you're already giving yourself that feeling on the inside, your inner world isn't going to change that much. I think that's why we're always on to the next desire because what happens is we already have the feeling inside of us. Our inner world doesn't change. It's just the outer world does when we receive it. So it's like the feeling that it's bringing me, it might bring me some excitement in the moment to see the physical thing happening, but the excitement was already in me. It already came before the thing happened. And you can do that by creating experiences in the real world that give you that feeling. One example of this is when people desire luxury items, like a, let's say like ring shopping for an engagement, right? Putting on the ring, like going to the store, putting on the ring and feeling it, you're gonna feel super excited. If you buy it, it's like I feel super excited. Having the proposal or whatever in real life, it's gonna be exciting seeing the physical thing happen. But if you already felt that excitement, then it's not going to feel as exciting. So for me personally, if my husband is watching this, I'd rather be surprised with the ring. Like just know my ring size, know all that, know what I like. Cause I feel like if I'm trying it on in the store, it might ruin it for me because I'm gonna have the feeling already. I'm already knowing we're getting married. I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised and save all the feeling for that moment. I feel like a lot of girls do too. There might be some who are like, no, I need to see that ring. I need to make sure it's the right ring, but I'm gonna trust my husband to know me. And if anything, we could always switch it up. And another way that you can actually start to practically get to that feeling of having your desire, right, is by seeing someone else do it and being in their proximity somehow, right? So if you are an aspiring chef and you have someone in mind who you absolutely are like, wow, say Chef Kwame Onuwachi. I'm very inspired by Chef Kwame. He's so good, so innovative. The restaurants that he's creating and the detail that he puts into the name, the way the restaurant set up, I'm like really inspired by that. And he's from the Bronx, which is where I'm from. So I'm like, yes, if I wanted to really take my chefery to the next level, maybe cooking at home isn't enough for me. I'm doing the practical steps of creating that feeling of being a chef in my own life. Maybe I need to see it on another level. So, say I hit him up and he lets me shadow him. That's a crazy opportunity. And being in that proximity to that is going to have you feeling like, oh, yeah, I am this star chef. I am this star chef. I am with the star chef, and therefore I am living that life right now. And when you get that feeling, being a star chef is only a few steps away. In fact, in that moment, you can have the confidence to ask, can I work at a restaurant? Because you're feeling so high energy. Like, and I think also when you have these opportunities like this, because opportunities like this, they do come, they cross your path, whether you're ready or not. When you're ready, though, that's when you can like skyrocket. If you're not ready, then you're going to miss the opportunity and you're going to have to wait for another one if it ever comes. How to be ready for an opportunity like that is you have to be prepared. You have to be in prep, right? You have to be learning. You have to know in this chef situation, you need to know like the way that kitchens are ran in high-end restaurants and how they use like French techniques all the time. You have to know how silverware is typically set up on the table because you never know. That could be a test someone brings. Like, tell me if this silverware is set up properly and I'll give you the job. Never stay ready, okay? Stay ready. And also, when you stay ready like that and you're doing things and you're constantly learning, you are building your confidence. Confidence is a cheat code in life. You are building your confidence. And that confidence is going to give you the courage to ask the questions that need to be asked, to be bold and creative in the way that you move in life, to be bold enough to ask for an opportunity like that. And you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So be shooting your shot. Be shooting your shot every day if you can. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. And the more shots you take, the less scary it gets when you miss. Because it's like a one shot going in is gonna come. Statistically. That's how math works. That's how the world works. Statistically, you're gonna get at least one of those. And if you're prepared, that one is gonna be all that you need to take you where you need to go. Feeling your desire, the feeling of having your desire can come from your imagination. It comes from you putting in the work to get there, and it can come also from seeing someone doing what you desire to do. Two of those are easy for us to make happen, which is using your imagination and starting to take action to receive that feeling. The third of getting in proximity, that's a little bit harder, but I think with the internet, it's a lot easier than you would think because you can go on YouTube and you can watch this person who you aspire to be like in action. Not only that, they're producing things. So you can go and read a book that they have written and download their thoughts. You can go to an event that they're hosting. And in the case of Chef Kwame, that example, I could go sit down, or whoever could go sit down at his restaurant and feel like, imagine if I created something like this for people to relax, eat, enjoy, and have delicious food. Really, you can make things shake for yourself. You just have to be confident and willing to do that. So if you're sitting around waiting for something to happen, these three things that I just told you are super easy things that you can do. They're easy. Some of them are easy and simple. Very easy to do, to use your imagination, to carve out a couple minutes, to take a deep breath and go there. You did it all the time when you were a child. Bring it back. It's time to bring it back. A lot of this is almost inner child work, because using your imagination is inner child work. Acting out the thing that you would like to do is inner child work. I know a lot of us play teacher, and then some people really enjoy playing teacher so much that they became that. So get these things. Stop looking at other people's lives also. That's another thing that I had to do that I think contributed to me having that feeling, because that feeling of having the desire of my dream career. Because looking at other people's lives, it can make you feel like you're doing something wrong if you don't have what you desire yet. It can make you feel like you're not doing enough. People are yelling at you through the screen. Hopefully, you don't feel like I'm yelling at you, but people are yelling at you through the screen to get things done. Maybe you're not a person who responds well to that. Also, you can be looking at someone's perfect routine and perfect life, but a lot of people are not sharing the things that they went through to get to where they are, or the things that they're going through in the position that they currently are at. So when you're comparing yourself and looking at other people live certain lives, it has to be from a place of genuine curiosity and love for that other person, not envy, like I want this and I don't have it, and jealousy, like, and insecurity, where it's like, I'll never have this, so I'm gonna watch them to fulfill this desire. I feel like when I start watching people to fulfill a desire, or like when I start watching people because I think that I'll never have something and they do, that is a no for me. If I'm watching you go on a trip to China and I'm genuinely enjoying the video, I'm not gonna feel like, oh man, I'm never gonna go to China, so I need to watch this to feel good. I'm gonna be going to China. If I'm watching you and I like what I see, and I'm like, oh, this feels good for me. I'm also desired to go to China. I'm watching it like, yeah, I'm going to China. I'm gonna check out this spot and this spot. Thank you for giving me where to eat. Feeling the desire, it's fun. It can be sometimes a little difficult to get to, but keep at it. Keep at it, and you'll be good. You'll be perfect. All right. Have a blessed day and stay golden.